We in the building. DJ Gambini, the Renaissance man, and this is Sports Talk 101, presented to you by Country Vision Studios. We off in the building today, and we done made it to week 6. Okay, week 5 was all right for me. It was pretty good. 7-7 on the picks. I mean, what you gonna do, right? 500, right at 500, bring me to 49-29 is my current record right now. The Falcons won. That's always great. Always great. Hell of a game from the Falcons this week. Won in fantasy football. Eked out a win. If the guy would have put his bench players in, he probably would have killed me. I wish I could have called him today, but he's working. So, like I said, before the end of the season, we're going to have some call-ins and get this thing right. First up, Falcons football. I hope everybody got a chance to watch that game. And everything I think I said last week was pretty much true. Baker Mayfield, he was lighting us up, man, especially in the first half. He was eating us for what? Breakfast. But we found a way to pull it out at the end. Wide receiver, second receiver, I think his name Mooney, had a couple drops here and there, but he was able to shake it off, and get back in the game. Third string receiver able to come up with a big catch in overtime, run it to the hole, and get that last scoring touchdown to get us the victory. Kirk Cousins over 500 yards, broke Matt Ryan passing record for the Falcons. 4 TDs. Kirk is earning that money. And like I say, what's up, cuz? Yeah, you playing ball, cuz. You doing pretty good, cuz. Now let's get into the games we didn't get right last week, which was half of the slate. First, we're going to start with Miami and New England. Both teams struggling, but I guess Miami would be the better team. The only thing they missing really is their quarterback. I hear that New England may try to start their number 1 pick, Drake May, this week. They moving toward him. And, New England just in shambles, and those of us who've been watching football for years are glad of this, due to the fact that they used to win constantly with Tom Brady, and now they're a bunch of bum rocks over there in New England. And I was just picking New England because they was the home team, and like I said, both of them teams were struggling, so that's the way I seen that. Carolina at Charlotte. I don't know. I told you last week I had a couple games to play with. I was good, over 500. I was trying to pick an upset. Khalid Williams wasn't playing good to be the number 1 pick in the draft, but he showed up and showed out. 304 passing yards, 2 TDs. DeAndre Swift, 100 total yards. DJ Moore was able to catch 2 TDs and over 100. So maybe Chicago on the right track now, kind of, sort of, but we have yet to see. Next up, Buffalo at Houston. Buffalo got down early. They fought all the way back. They kind of lost on the 4 bad downs inside the red zone. Josh Allen, 9 for 30, 131 yards. That's not going to get it done against a contender like Houston. We can say what we want. We can talk about how good Josh Allen is and all this, but he got to have a receiver. And, if they were to pull that trade for Devontae, I can't think of his last name just that quick. Forgot Devontae's last name. Well, anyway, getting old. But he on my fantasy team. But anyway, if they could pull the trade for him from the Raiders and get him, then maybe they can pick it up on the offensive end. Even though Josh Allen was in contention through the first 3 games for the MVP, but as you can see, a quarterback can only go as far as his receiving core take him. Next up, Las Vegas at Denver. Hey, man, I guess Denver the real deal. I was talking to one of my little partners, and he a Denver fan. He was like, come on, champ. You ain't know we had the number 5 ranked defense. It's only like 5 games we done played too, but it is defense. Even though Bo Nix came back from that 60-yard game and was able to pass for like 202 and 2 TDs, that's pretty good. Patrick Surtain Jr., he was able to get an interception and run it back and take it all the way back to the house. That was pretty good. But like I said, I'm still kind of suspect on Denver, especially when you start a rookie quarterback that was taken late in the draft. All right, next up, San Francisco. They lost the lead, man. They had them down. They was up like 21-3 or something like that right now. And don't get me started. I know 28-3 Falcons go Super Bowl. Don't even get me started on that. But they started out pretty good. Deebo Samuels only had one catch for 11 yards. Not just because they're on my fantasy team, but in order for them to win the real game, he got to do more than that. He can't just have one reception, especially even though Brandon Ayuk went over 100 and George Kittle's, he had a pretty decent game too. Some kind of way they got to get Deebo Samuels more involved because the offense runs smoother. I don't know. It seems like in the second half of games, teams tend to go away from what was working in the first half, which I do understand that the other coach gonna make some halftime adjustments. But if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But I don't know. They let them come back and eke out the 1-point win. All right? Seattle versus New York Giants. I was expecting Seattle to win this game because to me, Seattle seemed like the better team. Geno is playing out of his mind right now, 284 yards and a TD. But Daniel Jones won up them 252 TDs. And the rushing attack for New York took them out the game. No one really expected that, since Saquon Barkley gone. And really they got a makeshift backfield. And one was able to get up over 100 yards. So that's another game we got wrong. Next up, we got New Orleans at Kansas City. Y'all know I was just trying something in. Patrick Mahomes. I mean, what you gonna do? The return of Kareem Hunt, Devontae Adams. That's his name. I don't know how I forgot his name, and I just can't believe I forgot his name because I used to be very high on him. It's like when he started doing those Taco Bell commercials, his production went down so bad. And I guess that's how sports athletes go. Once they start, doing commercials and all that, for some reason they go down. It was like Roy Jones Jr., the boxer. He was unstoppable before he started making rap videos. Started hanging with Lil Jon and them, and started getting knocked through the ropes. But like I said, I was just trying something. Kansas City, we all know they got a good defense. They always got a good offense with Kelce and Mahomes. Juju Smith-Schuster. He turned up big this week here. But if they was to get Devontae Adams, I'd have to pick them every week and just roll with the punches if I was to get a loss. You know what I mean? But anyway, those are the 7 that I got wrong. Moving forward, my record is 49-29. That's still well over 500, but I mean, I could have been better. I think I'm gonna chalk that up to an okay week, one bad week, and I guess that'll be like 3 good weeks. So now we finna move on to week 6. All right, we start off with San Francisco at Seattle. Now the question I gotta ask myself is San Francisco what their record say they is right now? That it's hard for me to go against Kyle Shanahan as far as pick 'em because y'all know how I feel about that Falcons Super Bowl. Y'all know how I feel about that, but I'm gonna go with Geno. Geno playing pretty good right now, and Seattle playing at home. San Francisco gonna be playing with a little desperation. So, but I'm gonna pick Seattle. The next game, probably the easiest game on the slate this week. I'm going to take Atlanta. Even though they stole us last year with Desmond Ritter, can't forget him. He probably going to go down as the worst quarterback in Falcons history. Last year he threw the interception on the 1-yard line. Carolina, it's going to be a tough game, division game. Every team don't play every team the same. Now, can we hang 40 on them? Like New Orleans did? I don't know. Are we going to come in there off this big win and lay an egg? I don't know, but I do expect us to pull out the win. Next up, Jacksonville at Chicago. Now, to me, this is an interesting game. Jacksonville got their first win this week, and Chicago, I think this was their third win, maybe second or third win. And Khalid Williams looked it much better. Him and DJ Moore was able to make a couple connections. Keenan Allen now finna get back into the rotation. Like I said, DeAndre Swift, great running back or dual threat running back. You can't expect him to get a lot of rushing yards, but he also make catches out of the backfield. So I'm gonna go with Chicago at home. They playing pretty good right now. Maybe they can keep it up. They playing pretty good right now. Tampa Bay at New Orleans. You know Baker Mayfield. I got to go with Baker Mayfield since Derek Carr is out. Derek Carr, he got an oblique injury. He's supposed to be out for multiple weeks. And, I hope we can get our next game against the Saints while Derek Carr is out. Go ahead and get that extra division win, because right now we undefeated in the division. We on top of the division. And I didn't know that Tampa Bay was in contentions like 2 weeks ago. They could have been like 3-1. Well, they was 3-1 when they was 3-1 coming into that game. So it would have been more like a three-way tie for the division if we won that one game up. All right, Arizona going to Green Bay. Even though Love is throwing a lot of interceptions right now, I'm still gonna go with Green Bay because they at home. And Kyler Murray and them just came off a tough week last week. They came off a real tough week where they was able to eke it out against the San Francisco 49ers. And like I said, they was able to eke that game out. But I believe Green Bay gonna have the slight advantage because they're gonna be at home, and they should be able to pull this out. Indianapolis at Tennessee. I really slick want to put a question mark because I don't know if Anthony Richardson playing or not this week. I think he is, if I'm not mistaken. I think he is. Let's see. Let's take a quick look and see is Anthony Richardson on the injury report. Let's see if he's on the injury report right quick. Ain't gonna take but a second. It might take more than a second because my internet kind of slow. But let's see. 491. He questionable still. So as of right now. He's questionable, so as of right now, I don't know. Joe Flacco might can pull it out. Let's go Indianapolis on the road. All right, Cleveland versus Philly. I'm gonna pick Philly at home because they get all their receivers back. They coming off a bye week. Jalen Hurts, he should be ready to go. He should be ready to go now. He done had his little slow start to the season, and he done had an early bye week to try to get the cobwebs out. They're getting healthy. So, and Deshaun Watson ain't playing too hot right now. Like I said, I don't know if Cleveland is glad with that return that they got. And I even heard that he had to settle another lawsuit with the women. So, that's just too much on your mind to be playing football. But I'm going to go with Philly that game. Houston at New England could be a trip-up game. Like I said, rumors are saying that Drake may start this week. So if Drake may start, that's a rookie quarterback. You don't have no film on him. It's hard to play him when you don't have no film. So, but we're gonna go with Houston. We're gonna take the safe bet because Houston should be able to go on the road and get that win. Washington at Baltimore. Now this is gonna be a game of the week here, I think. Jaden Daniels and Lamar Jackson head up. Who is the best dual threat quarterback? Which, as of right now, Jaden Daniels do look a little better in the pocket to me, making the deep ball throws and all this, pulling out these big wins. Baltimore, after that 0-2 start, it's starting to look like the dominating Baltimore that we know. So, do we go with Baltimore or do we go with Washington? I'm got to pick Baltimore. I think the veteran going to pull it out at home. I cannot give Jaden Daniels that much prop with all what Lamar Jackson done did in the league, two-time MVP. Only thing he hadn't done is won in the playoffs regularly. I think he does have a couple of playoff wins, but he doesn't win in the playoffs regularly, and he can't get past Mount Mahomes over there in the NFC. All right, next up, LA Chargers versus the Denver Broncos. Denver been balling, man. I mean the defense. It's been low-scoring games, and I hope sometime during the year I get a chance to see Bo Nix play because they say he game managing pretty good. Like I say, quarterback from Oregon last year. The Chargers, Justin Herbert. Let's check the injury report. I think he out. He must be out. Justin Herbert. No, he ain't not. Justin Herbert gonna play this week. So I'm gonna look for them to take the win out of the Denver Sails. Let's go with Justin Herbert and the LA Chargers against the Denver Broncos. Okay. Pittsburgh at Las Vegas. we don't know who the starting quarterback gonna be. We hear that Russell Wilson is about ready to go. Justin Fields hasn't been playing horrible. He hasn't been. They lost 2 in a row, but he hasn't been playing horrible. The losses, I ain't gonna say technically been on him, even though you want more points out of your offense than 20. The low 20s. That's pretty much what they scoring right now. Las Vegas, Devontae Adams, the guy whose name I forgot earlier. He's still not playing. They saying it's a hamstring injury. I don't know what it is, but they need to do something with him because he's on my fantasy team and I need these points. I'm playing this guy this week. His name Knife Talk. Yeah. And I ain't gonna lie. When I look at our matchup during the week, it's kind of scary. He got this little stupid ritual way he like to take his line up out. But as commissioner, I'm doing something about that next year. All right, but anyway, I'm gonna take Pitt on the road. I hope they start Justin Fields. And before Sunday, if I do change, I will post it up on my page because last week I looked and I made a change that got me right at 500 when I changed the pick of Indianapolis because their quarterback won't start. All right, Detroit at Dallas. Now, on the road, at home, Dallas is the underdog. And we all remember last year's game when Dan Gamble, aka Dan Campbell, bet that they could score that last touchdown against Dallas and go ahead and on 4th down to get the win. We all remember that game when they said it was something about a legal procedure, legal man downfield, or something went on. It was funky at the end of the game. But Dallas, they was able to pull it out this week. And I don't usually like Dallas like that because it's just something about them. Once you get up on them big time, it's hard for them to get off the mat. Detroit playing good ball as usual. Goff back there. Montgomery. Then they got the other running back. He playing pretty good. Amon-Ra St. Brown. He playing pretty good. Do we take the road or the home team here? I'm gonna go with Detroit. I'm gonna take the Lions on the road. And I just noticed I picked 3 teams on the road just then. That's probably a 1-3 record right there. Cause it's hard to get a win on the road in the NFL these days. Look like. All right, Cincinnati at the New York Giants. What's going on down there in Cincinnati, man? Jamar Chase catch for almost 200 yards and y'all still can't win. Come on, man. New York Giants, they getting on a roll. Everybody want to run Daniel Jones out of time, but he been playing solid lately. Malik Neighbors going to be back this week, hopefully. I need him. Hopefully Malik Neighbors will be back this week, causing trouble at the receiver spot. You really want to pick the New York Giants, but you just know at some given time the Cincinnati Bengals going to wake up and start doing something here, right? Let's go with... How about we come back to that game? Let's come back to this game because I just don't know, man. The Giants playing good ball and they at home. Joe Burrow right now, the defense can't stop nobody. You know what? We ain't gonna skip this game. Let's go with Cincinnati. Smoking on Joe Burrow. That means they lose, right? If I say smoking on Joe Burrow, no. I don't know, these kids with this new lingo, I just don't get it. But anyway, last game, Buffalo at the New York Jets. Okay, the Jets now fired their head coach. The numbers say that after a team fired a head coach, they usually rally around the interim coach to get the win. So, Buffalo right now, like I said, they need a receiver. I don't care how great a quarterback is, and he ain't got nobody to throw it to. It's like what it is, peanut butter with no jelly, or ham, no burger, or whatever, man. But he needs somebody, a solid number one to throw the ball to. New York Jets playing like straight trash. Breece Hall ain't living up to the expectations that he has. Garrett Wilson, he done had 2 back-to-back good games. Aaron Rodgers, I think he threw 3 interceptions this week. Looking like an old man out there, which he is in football years. I'm older than him, but in football years, he's an older guy. So, is Buffalo gonna drop 3 in a row? Cause this will be 3 in a row for them. And the New York Jets, are they going to rally around the interim coach? That's the headline for me on that. Let's go with Buffalo on the road. I just can't see them losing 3 in a row, and I just can't see that. Hopefully we'll have a better week. It's always a good week for me when the Falcons win, boy. I be so jacked up, man. You should have seen me and him watching that game, man. I'm all over the floor, hooping and hollering and screaming. I really gave up on him when Kurt threw that interception late in the game, but he was able to shake it off like the veteran he is. If he can give us 2 good seasons, man, I say he good with the guaranteed money, man. I don't have no problem with it because he doing much better than Desmond Ridder did last year. Like I said, that most infamous quarterback in franchise history. I would have rather stuck it out with Marcus Mariota, which I don't know why they thought he had anything left in the tank, but I would have rather thugged it out with him than Desmond Ridder. Anything else we got? Everybody be safe. It's another storm out there in the Gulf. It's hitting Tampa right now as I'm talking, I think. So everybody be safe. I think we're supposed to get some wind up this way, maybe a little rain or something. Maybe it ain't no 100% thing. But everybody be safe and make sure you got everything that you need before the storm. But that's it there, guys. Week 5 in the books. Moving on to week 6. I think this is the longest running I ever been on a podcast. I'm talking about consistently back-to-back weeks. You know what I mean? But you got anything you want to say, leave it in the comments as usual. And y'all know how we end the show. Peace and prosperity.